Hello. Hope your day's been good. My day's been pretty good. I had a really big Panzerotti, and now I feel like I can survive the entire hibernation. Gosh. I swear, like, they stuff those things up so much. It's absurd. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we are heading back into match analysis for Week 6 of Spain of the Dragonball Fighters National Championship. Now, as of today, it is Thursday, and I believe tomorrow is the start of Week 7. And I definitely want to just move past this once today is done, and once I get this all recorded, and then move on to that week. Like, once the full VODs come out. Because I definitely just want to, A, keep up to date, and B, I am just very excited for what this last week is going to bring. And obviously, the first one's going to be Spain, and I love the Spain matches. I really do. I feel like Spain plays a very interesting game of Dragon Ball Fighters where they try to just never really have like one defined style that everyone kind of gravitates towards. You have to like understand every single character because there are so many good players that know every single character. And this is going to be a pretty good example of that. So let's get into this. So this is Tigris versus Gropis. And there's definitely a lot you can say about both teams, especially since they are both utilizing a Jiren, but in very different ways, and I'll get into that. So, starting off with Tigris' team, he's running Goku Blue C, Jiren B, UI Goku A. Starting off easy, UI Goku, really good character, put him anywhere, it's fine. A assist is really good. Same old, same old. Now, Blue Goku is, in my opinion, one of the best characters in the game. He has almost every single like tool that you could ever really want in a character. And on top of that, like, you can put him in just about any position. His assists are really good. The only thing he lacks is like major like projectile game, but like you can use assists to help with that, and Tigris does end up doing that in some way. And I'll get to that in a second. Now, assist choice, he goes for C. And normally, I would say like a lot of the C assists, it's like you definitely want to like really think like why would they be using a C assist? Like usually they would have some sort of special property. And I'd say that Blue Goku's C assist is actually one of the better ones, and I can totally see it being used. Mainly because, unlike a lot of other assists like his, where it's like a tracking like kick of some kind, his is very accurate. A lot of C assists that are similar to his are very like inaccurate and tend to miss. They're some of the bigger examples I can point to is like Bardock or Goku Black C assists. They tend to miss on a lot of situations where something like Blue Goku's or UI Goku's don't miss at all. So definitely pretty good, and it's also just, and even if like they like on block, on hit, like it's pretty good. And especially if you are planning on controlling the ground, and then when they are trying to do anything in the air to avoid your ground stuff, you call in Blue Goku to basically knock them back down. So having assists like that, and having UI Goku's Rising Ki assist, really scary combo. Now, Jiren being on mid position, which I think is still really good. I think Jiren works really well in both point and mid. Excuse me. I feel like his only weak position is anchor because he tends to want to rely on other people's like at least one assist to help him extend with combos, or at least like help him out in neutral in some way, which is what Blue Goku C is going to be about. But if you're going to have him in mid, you are definitely using one of either A or B assists, because those are extremely good assists. I like them both a lot for different reasons, and we're seeing both of them being used in this match. And I'll go over A in a second, but for B, this is actually a really good choice by Tigris, because he is using, he's trying to compensate for the fact that Blue Goku doesn't really have much to deal with projectiles, and trying to use Grand Charge, which is projectile invulnerable, to help him like move past that kind of stuff. So that's really smart on his behalf. And yeah, overall, Tigris' team is actually really good. And plus the amount of damage you can get on this team is definitely not that bad. Mainly just because of how much damage Jiren can end up doing. Especially if it's like a C assist extended combo that starts off with his 2L, which is a medium starter. Like, it's pretty nuts. So yeah, I definitely can have a lot of confidence in Tigris' team. Now, Gropis has a very interesting team. And it's mainly normally I'd be like, this team is pretty alright already, but he has a very specific setup that he can do with Beerus and Jiren that is very, very scary and a very unique way of setting up some Oki, which is part of the reason why I really like Spain. And we'll see it later in the game, but just based off the information we have here, it's Jiren A, Beerus A, and Frieza C. Now, right off the bat, I want to talk about Frieza. Frieza's a very interesting character. I like, show-wise and like as a character-wise, probably my favorite character like ever. I don't really play them though, and mainly just because this game doesn't really have many like traditional zoning type characters that are really my style. And Frieza's one of the only ones that I would consider in that ballpark, but unfortunately there's a lot of tools in the game that you can kind of deal with that, and thus you have to play Frieza in a very different way, and only through extreme amounts of conditioning can you really do a lot of their traditional zony kind of stuff, and that's not really my thing. But what they can do is still pretty good. Golden and putting him on Anchor is probably one of the better things to do, especially since Golden Frieza with Sparking is pretty nutty and can lead to a lot of damage. Now, assist-wise, I definitely feel like at this point, Frieza's C assist is probably like the only one that's kind of worth taking. The other assists they each have their own kind of weird flaw. A assist is very positioning specific, and the B assist is very like low hit stun relatively. And it also has like a bunch multiple hits, so then they can mess around with some other more extended combos. But the C assist, since it's based off of their 5H, I'm pretty sure the rocks technically have beam properties, so you can't just like super dash through them. So it kind of does act as basically a slightly disjointed beam. So that's definitely a pretty big upside to the C assist. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Is while they do have a more delayed projectile assist, it's still, or rather one that's on a longer cooldown, it's still pretty alright. Now, Beerus being in mid position, I feel like this is just his best. You could technically put him anywhere, but I feel like as a mid is his best place. Beerus has some pretty good assists, as well as tagging him in after you land a hit with a character with a lot better neutral than him, or a lot easier neutral, I should say, it can be really strong. Beerus has some ridiculously good corner pressure that you can apply. And that leaves Jiren. Like I said before, I feel like Jiren can be played mid or point, and here we're seeing a point version of Jiren with A assist, which A assist is really good. It doesn't have a specific special properties like Jiren B, but it has still really good hit stun and is also a super easy to combo into assist. Like, holy crap. And easy combo extensions seem to be the big thing with this team in general. Beerus A is a bit trickier compared to Beerus B when it comes to comboing into, but it's still not that hard, especially since they changed it recently. They made a recent change where he throws 2 orbs instead of 1. And that also does help in neutral in some ways. Anyways, so there's a lot that Jiren can do with assists like these. He's got a beam, not even just a beam. He's basically just got this big fireball that well, I mean, you kind of use beams the same way, but basically he has a projectile that you can't just super dash through, that he can walk behind, and as well as an assist that can definitely do a lot when it comes to applying more pressure, which Jiren, that's his big thing, is just constantly applying pressure. He isn't very much like a mix-up monster, but he just suffocates you so hard because of how good his buttons are, and just how scary it is to be hit by his 2L. It has medium scaling, like I mentioned earlier, so if you get hit by it, it's a super fast button, so it's very easy to. If you get hit by it, you can just very easily get 2-touched. It's not a fun position to be in when it comes to Jiren pressuring you. And the overall damage that you can deal with Gropis' team is kinda nuts. Jiren's uppercut into Frieza level 1 into the Hakai from Beerus, it's kinda nuts. It's pretty disgusting. And that's not even getting into the crazy setup we're gonna see with Jiren Beerus that Gropis is gonna show us later on. And with that being said, let's actually watch this match, shall we? This is a 1-to-5 between Tigris and Gropis. Now, round start, there's definitely I feel like God, what are the words I want to say here? So Jiren and Goku Blue definitely have some. They have some tricky options, but mainly they're probably just gonna back. Yeah, well, Tigris kind of just stood by and waited to see if Gropis wanted to do anything at the round start, but Jiren doesn't really have anything too crazy he can do at the start, and what he does have is very easily punishable. So, yeah. Good blocks from Gropis. Ooh, that... Where is it? If Gropis was just a bit more confident in this button, this would have been big. This would have been a lot of damage. He has both assists up. He could have cashed out really hard here, but... it's not always easy. That's one really scary thing about Beerus A, is the fact that this kick at the end whiffs if you land both orbs at the start. Meaning, you don't initially notice that that you're still in block stun, meaning you can just go for a grab here. Very tricky stuff. And here's this fucking setup. So he intentionally whiffs the Beerus ball after doing Jiren's uppercut, and makes it so then Beerus has time to set up or do whatever he wants here. He does do it a bit late, but in any case, he still gets pressure. The low light gets him. Beerus got some pretty nutty corner combos. I feel like he might have been able to actually like build a second bar and kill here if he just let the assist rock and then like extended off it. It would have been kind of tricky though, so I don't blame him for just taking the simple route and just going for the honestly pretty disgusting Oki that Beerus has. Though this is the problem with Beerus, is if you go for a riskier play and leave some sort of gap open, you can just get super dashed on because these orbs don't actually have beam properties. So Tigris being aware of that, he gets out and he extends this, tags a UI, so then Blue Goku can regenerate health. Good stuff. He did actually wait for something there, but he didn't expect a raw tag just that quickly. Especially since Beerus lost, especially since Beerus didn't really lose that much health in this exchange. So that's a lot of health taken away from Blue Goku. It's incredible that so many people thought that this grab was, like, still considered pretty bad, even though, like, it got buffed. But, like, 2 frames went from 28 to 26 frames, and yet now we're getting hit by it. And it's not like it's not reactable. It's just that, like, now it's just ever so slightly faster, and it's, like, in this very awkward place. And again, you don't want to just randomly throw out stuff on Jiren. He's got counters and he's got his 2L. Like, now that people know how to apply pressure on Jiren, this grab is now a lot more likely to actually land. And this is going to lead to big damage, and it should be a kill. Good stuff. No assist on either side. Not sure what that Dragon Rush is about. Gropis playing the zoning game a bit, and then assist came back up and went for pressure. Ooh, he tried to go for another grab. That's definitely... Okay, so... It's definitely, like, not expected that someone would go for a grab in this situation, but it's definitely still pretty risky, especially since you grabbed so recently, because now he's aware of this option, like, in general, so he's probably going to be ready to react to it anytime he's blocking. And it's not like he just did cross up into grab. He crossed up 2L and then grabbed, so a situation like that, he probably was ready for just like a normal tick throw, but instead that came out, and I can't remember if Dragon Rush is faster or slower than that grab. I'll have to double check that, but in any case, this was a situation that Tigris could be pretty easily ready for, so who knows. Like, we always have to take some risk at some points, but you know, I feel like that one was one of those bigger risks when it comes to actually landing that hit. Now, how did Tigris punish here? Jump up and super dash. Okay, well, it's definitely a pretty, like, alright option to avoid grabs. It's just that, like, if he was a bit more ready for it, he could have probably potentially went for, like, 5L or 2L to get a bit more damage, but a punish is a punish. I think you could have just went, like, LL into medium 236M and then went for a combo off that instead. Or maybe even, because you have 7 meter, you could have done 236H. And then saved your assist for Oki, but I guess if you want to save your meter... Okay, that was a cool screenshot. I really don't like not using EX moves to extend combos and to get rid of blue health whenever you have 7 meter. I feel like you really should just spend that extra half bar, and you're gonna still have 3.5 meter by the end of it, so I don't know. Now, this is something that is very very prominent when it comes to that. This is not something you're gonna see like too often in like much bigger deal tournaments. It's not like this isn't a big deal, but like a lot of people probably aren't taking this as seriously. But in mirror matches, these slower options usually don't work right after someone just did it. Usually if someone is using a tool, they're usually not like forgetting about that the other person can use the tool as well. But in this case, if anything, I think this might have been just a situation of Gropis understanding just how good his character is and just respecting just all the different things he could potentially do here pressure-wise, and just also get scooped. So I'll give Gropis benefit of doubt and just say he's just putting a lot of respect on Jiren as a character, which, I mean, he's playing him, so of course he probably believes that way. I don't know. So, okay, what's the situation here? So, like, he does get the character, and it's level 2 sparking, so it's not like this is like over in an instant. I'm pretty sure he does keep some of the sparking time by the end. Yeah, he still got some time with Spark. So, I guess that wasn't too bad. It's just that, like, it's definitely a lot of... sparking as a resource is definitely a big deal that's gonna be gone now. Didn't quite get that extension. It's definitely gonna be a big deal for if he does kill. Well, I mean, he's gonna kill Beerus here. Like, he's got the meter for it, no duh. But Gropis now has 6 meter, like approaching 7, and then also Spark on Frieza. Like, this is, and Limit Break, of course. This is very doable for Gropis here. This is gonna be a good amount of damage because it's a. Oh yeah, extend that, please. Yep. Very good. Oh my gosh. I love Limit Break, dude. Okay. I'm just gonna preach to Bandai here, or I'm just gonna, like, beg to Bandai for something here. And like, some people might hate me for this. Can you please let me convert off this? I love Frieza, and like I will commit to not playing too much of a zoner style if you just let me convert off of this hit. It's not easy, and I really want it. Like, I love seeing this until you land on the ground and realize you can't do anything. He even tries to get the longest range button he can, which is 5H, and it's just... you hate to see it. Now, of course... oops, I think I disabled the volume. Which, I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but... Now, of course, he could, in theory, just vanish and just instantly get the kill here. But, like... I kind of doubt he was expecting that to really hit, especially since he was at such far range. But it did, and obviously the play was to vanish, but he didn't. And it would have been so good to get the mirrorless kill here. Good air tear. I love Jiren's 5S, dude. It's so good. Definitely good to tag out Jiren while you can. Regenerate some of that health. I love... Okay, how does this keep happening? Give me a second. Okay. Let's go back here. So, the fact that Golden Frieza has this bit of invulnerability here is really good, because, like, this tick throw situation, completely avoided. Now he can just do whatever he wants, and now he has advantage on when he gets out of Golden Frieza here. Yep. And then into loops. So, yeah, despite having so much on your side, you still can't kill off this with level 1. Yeah, he needed 2 bars. Unfortunately, he needed to vanish into Dragon Rush and then Super, which sucks so much because look at his health, dude. And again, it's Golden Frieza with Limit Break, and he still doesn't have enough to kill off this. And I mean, it is a light starter. I feel like if there's anything he could have potentially done is maybe done 5M, and maybe just barely gone medium starter and not have it blocked, but like, it's hard to tell. Oh boy, this was awkward to say the least. Mainly because it's like you're not like facing you're not facing him, so it's not like you can just 2H him off this really easily or like jump at him. You're just gonna be like turned around, so you can't just hit him. Pretty much like the only way I think you can actually get him here is through Vanish, but then he can just counter Vanish, so it's awkward. Now sparking here I normally would say is a mistake, but because you're in Golden Frieza, it's good to try to pause the timer at some point. He does get counter vanished on for it, which is unfortunate. But there's no way he dies here, because it's level 3 sparking. Good reflex. Just barely getting clipped by the rocks. That was such a good reflect bait, dude. He recognized that, like, he didn't reflect this at the start. I mean, it's hard to. It's a pretty fast move. So he blocks it, empty vanishes, baits out reflect, gets him. So good. That was all one match. God damn. Love this game, dude. Alright. Next match. Very similar start. I mean, hey, if it worked the last time, it can work again. You know, it's always good to be safe. Good air tear. Again, like I mentioned before, one of the big things with having Beerus as your mid, you want to tag him in once you get a hit with a character with better neutral. And like we see here, he does that exact thing. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite get like the exact corner setups that he'd want, but he does put him in the corner. He does get crushed up by the 236H though, which is definitely unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure like that mainly just came from the fact that I don't think he lands like the meaty here. Yeah, he barely misses the timing because he was expecting a faster wake up. Also, can we just appreciate that Beerus is just thinking about what he's done here? about like how he's gone to the situation as he's about to just get completely destroyed by this elbow. I love this. Bam. Beta with Gamma with the UI assist. Good stuff. Jumping the command grab. I'm pretty sure he's dead here. Bam, 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 bam. Yep, good stuff. Meterless kill. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't really even get that much meter because he used EX already, but like, you know, in any case, good stuff. Ooh. So, it's funny that in the last match, Gropis was the one trying to use a command grab twice in a row, and at first it succeeded, and then it failed. So it was more it was like a bit more understandable. It was like, oh well, I'll go for it again because he's probably like thinking I'm gonna be more restrained with it. This time, the first command grab failed, but Tigris went for it again anyway. It's kind of Gropis thinking like, oh, there's no possible way he's gonna go for it. I literally jumped it. I'm ready for this, but it's like, nope. Nope. And plus, he does, one thing that's really good about, I believe you can do this with both UI and, Jiren B, or UIA and Jiren B here, is you can combo off of, that command grab. Like, that's so good. And he gets corner. He doesn't quite get like the right knockdown that he'd want, but he's still got the right option at the start there, and now he's got corner pressure. This is really dirty. So he does a tick throw setup, but also calls in the assist to make it like tricky about like which one he's gonna do. Like which one he's actually committing to, whether he wants to hit from UI or wants the tick throw. And even if the tick, even if the hit does actually go through, he is still safe here because the assist has that much hit stun. I'm pretty sure he could have actually 2H there if he was a bit more ready, but in any case, like, he didn't just, like, get bodied at the start there, so that whole setup was still pretty good. Unfortunately, now he's in the corner against Jiren. So, good luck to Tigris here. Very, very good challenge from Tigris here. So, I think Gropis was about to be, was gonna try to go for, like, a more delayed, option, like maybe like a very delayed counter or like 2-3-6 something, but instead he delayed it a bit too much and gets got. Yeah. A lot of Jiren's staggers usually end up being from his light buns. None of his medium buns were really good to stagger with. Now, once again, Gropis with a lot of meter, with Frieza with sparking. By the way, remember when I mentioned earlier about how Gropis was getting hit by moves that he probably shouldn't be? Well, it's happening again. Part of me is kind of curious about how long Gropis has been playing Jiren. I have been following like the Spain scene for a while, but like I kind of feel like just especially since you've already been hit by it a few times, you really need to just need to be ready for this command grab now. Again, there's a lot happening, and you're one character. It's tricky, but just. This is one of the slower command grabs. This was unfortunate. So Jiren does have a side switch combo here, but it completely relies on whether this part here actually does switch sides, the auto combo. And unfortunately, he didn't get it. There was like just a... I kind of like this moment of like Gropis kind of realizing the combo dropped, and he's like, oh wait, I should do something, wait. No, I shouldn't. And then Golden Frieza. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Gropis does have to actually hold this. No? He actually matches out here, and Tigris actually respects it. Good break on tech throw. Okay. Now, some of you might be like, oh, well, isn't this what you were wanting? This is a bit of a different situation, because this is Golden Frieza. Their buttons are a bit faster, and I'm pretty sure this is ever so slightly more forward than normal. Like, there's actually a lot more momentum here, so they can immediately go into 2M. By the way, this is going to be a lot of damage. So it should be that into Orb, level 3. Good, good. Empty jump grab. A lot of grabs this match, I'm noticing. This is another big thing, is off of lower damaging starters, you can definitely get some good combo extensions with Blue QC. Oh, wait a minute, I remember that. Okay. This was so unfortunate. I remember seeing this and being like, oh my gosh, Bandai was... Please fix this. So... Sparking is supposed to pause Golden Frieza's timer. So, for the duration of sparking, the amount of time that Frieza has in Golden Frieza is now like extended by the duration of sparking. But for some reason, and you can even see here that like we're out of that little cinematic of spark, and they're still in Golden Frieza, but then suddenly, the second they land, they're done. Like, why does this happen? This is, like... Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. It really was just the worst timing. Good reflect, though. Legit, though, like... This is not a very winnable situation now, all because of that Golden Frieza not being paused. Now the spark is about to run out. Frieza's in a one-touch kill situation. Yep. Really unfortunate for Gropis. I genuinely believed in that comeback, and he's shown that he's capable of doing it. It's just that, like, that Golden Frieza bug, man. It's like, that was kind of BS. Alright, here we go. So, any changes in round start here? Okay, so this is very interesting from Gropis. So, he recognizes that the past 2 times Tigris has kind of stood still and waited for Gropis to do something, but he didn't actually, like, press a button or anything, like, preemptively. He's just stood there. So, Gropis recognizing this, he decides to just put out a very forward-moving button. Guess my cat just woke up and is pretty bored, so now she's playing one of her toys. Alright, well, you know what? If... I'm kind of on a roll here, so if that ends up being in the background a bit, just know that that's what's happening, and that shouldn't last too long. She usually doesn't play for too long. Anyways. Very interesting start. And empty jump grab again. Lots of grabs. Lots of grabs in this set. Again! Another grab! So bizarre. I don't see this too often. Like, okay. Correction. I don't see this too often in high level play. Usually a lot of grabs are teched, and there's a lot of grabs, but they get either teched or jumped, or there's just not a lot of grabs in the first place. But but usually whenever I'm playing online, I'm not a very high rank player or anything. I'm not too special in that sense, but I abuse tick throw to hell. Like, it's so good. Player and I get bullied by it too, especially because of like the usual like 3 to 4 frame connections you get. It's like you can't just easily tech that. What do you mean? Anyways, back to this setup. Pretty good spark actually. Okay, so I'll take a step back here. So Tigris has a lot of health here that you can recover, so sparking here is a really good thing. Now, this was probably not at all Gropis' intention. Beerus like to usually 2H in the air to use as a movement option, but a very unfortunate vanish. Capitalizing on it, set up the orbs. Oh, that's a medium starter. Gosh. Very unfortunate for Tigris. Dying with Spark. Oh. So, this is one thing about playing a very like grounded zone heavy game, is that you don't really down back a whole lot because of it. Because a lot of times you're usually standing up throwing projectiles or like shooting like that. And here, usually people would like run up with a run up after hitting you with an assist like this, or like super dash at you and they like air dash after. But Beerus is special, where he can just slide right in with a low that's a medium starter and just do all of this to you. So, very good stuff from Gropis. This is gonna hurt. Gets the orb set up. Another grab! Oh my gosh. Pretty crazy stuff. This is one thing that's really good about Frieza C, is the fact that they can just set this up so easily. Now, again, it's starting to seem like a bit of a theme here of if at first you don't succeed, just try again. Or, actually no, that's not even true. It's if it worked the first time, just do it again. Because legit, actually either or works, because it's always happened. People just like using a lot of the same options here and like kind of play the same game and just. And it's not even that bad of a thing. Being stubborn in a fighting game can be pretty good. Like, doing the same kind of setups, a lot of people would expect higher level play to be full of, like, a bunch of, like, rock, paper, scissors, 50-50s and stuff. If you just do the same option over and over, people might just eventually crack. Especially in first to fives, where you have a lot more room to make mistakes. Very easy kill here. You can probably do it mirrorlessly. Yep. I'm going through a lot of water here. Good lord. Another grab, but this time finally a punished grab. Oh, he tried going for the fancy stuff. He didn't need to do that. Good reflex. Oh my gosh. But Gropis does get in, and because it's Frieza, there's not really much mix you can get off of anything. Unfortunate. This is one of the things that's really good about Frieza, though, is just how many options you have that are really good at just catching people from a good distance, just running at you. Like, and you could do it, like, very preemptively. It's like, oh, I think they're about to run at me, and the second they do, they get clipped by something. Let's see it. Just at the same time they do it, and just he gets bodied. It's so good. Frieza's 5H is pretty nuts. Good stuff from Gropis. I think oh, that was rude. I think I made like a joke at some point of like what comes to Gropis' team, where like if you look on like the left here, it's like just have a whole team full of characters that just do this pose for the level 1s. That's why they work so well together. It's like they know what they're doing. Just chucking it, dude. Alright. Next match. So something to potentially expect here is Tigris either playing a lot more aggressively or a lot more defensively than what they okay, that was my cat. Than what they usually end up doing, because like usually they just kind of just sit there and like wait and then try to block on reaction. I could totally expect like a jump back, a backdash, or maybe even like a run up button of some kind with this incoming round, or maybe this time they'll be stubborn. Nope, we got backdash into super dash, so kind of a mix of both offensive and defensive, kind of trying to mess with Gropis. That doesn't quite work though, because now he's got corner. So, not even trying to deal with anything that Tigris can potentially, or not Tigris, that Gropis can potentially do, just immediately reflects into tag, and it does kind of work, even if it wasn't by, even if he doesn't get out in quite the way he was expecting. But as you can see here, Tigris does get hit, and he could get potentially punished for what he just did here, but just not enough situational awareness from Gropis. But this definitely was a mistake from Tigris, playing a bit too sporadically on defense. There's that 2H for movement, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, there's that. Okay. Oh, that. Okay, so here's that pressure I was mentioning earlier about Jiren. It's like, it's pretty scary stuff. He does get the hit, but unfortunately, so Jiren is one of those characters that kind of has one of those problems where a lot of their where like some buns tend to launch up where it kind of doesn't feel natural that they would, so you kind of have to be always aware of like, hey, did I just press a button that launched them up, and do I have to like immediately go into my like air combos or launcher combo early? And unfortunately, like that awkwardness kicked in and Tigris loses this. But then down tick mash, and because it's Jiren, he's probably gonna win those most of the time. And sadly for Gropis, this is the 2L. This is gonna be a lot of damage. And he gets corner back because of his 2H. Look at this. This is dirty. Good spark. Okay, so this whole setup was very good. Also, very appropriate that he's pushing Tigris into a big L here. So yeah, this was a very good spark and very good setup here. Like, I'm pretty sure this was fairly punishable with like a super dash or something. Like, let's see what happens here. Yeah, if he saw that little startup animation, he probably could have super dashed, and he might be able to get a happy birthday here because of the startup with Frieza's assist. But in any case, that didn't happen. Gropis is aware of that. He does empty vanish, or actually no, he doesn't even vanish. He just air dashes. That's even better. Air dashes, gets a cross up, goes for a block string, pushes him into the big L, and I'm pretty sure there probably is some sort of conversion you could have got off that, but he doesn't, so he doesn't quite get the pressure he wants. But Jiren A is too good, so he gets his corner back. Very good super dash from Tigris, though. I remember when Jiren first came out, so many people complained about this issue in particular. Trying to convert off of this. He's just a bit too stubby. It's a bit too much. It's unfortunate. Gropis getting cornerback. Frieza probably gonna do disc setup. Yep. Mind you, against Jiren, that's very scary to do. There's a lot of things that Jiren could do to counter that. But luckily, Gropis saved that kind of setup for until now. So then Tigris doesn't really remember that that's an option. The whole Destructo disc setup. Now, he does bait out Spark here, which is good. But once again, both these players are struggling to just keep that damn corner. But now both their Sparkings are gone. I'm pretty sure whoever takes a corner setup next or gets a good block string, they're gonna keep it. So, let's see. Ooh, very bad reflex. That was very panicky from Gropis. Gosh. Very good to tag in Blue Goku again, the point character. Okay. So, okay, I'll talk about that, what just happened after that later, but just, this is a bit too cheeky. Like, this is something that I do online to mess with someone. Which, I mean, they are playing online, but like, you know what I mean, like the actual online players. So yeah, like, it is an overhead, and most people down back at the start, so I don't blame them, but it's a bit too cheeky. Like, you could see him whiffing the first 2 hits already. It's a bit dumb. Now, unfortunately, Tigris is now starting to see something that Gropis is doing whenever like they are the pressure, which is a very common habit for people with very pressure-heavy teams. They're very like all offense, like Jiren and Beerus here. Very reflect-heavy people because they don't want to try holding the same mixes that they could also be like hit by, or all the same like pressure. So yeah. A lot of bad reflects from Gropis here. Very aggressive start from Tigris there. Doesn't quite get much out of it though. Oh, a lot of, I love the switch up from a lot of like offense to a lot of respect from Tigris here. There's the grab. Oh, okay. So that was actually really good from Gropis. So I'm pretty sure at this point he knew it's like, okay, there's a lot of grabs, and I don't really have much like mix-up options off of this situation. So it like he just goes for it anyway. It gets teched, which I mean, it's still kind of risky. Like he could potentially get hit instead, but most people, especially online, they don't really hit you out of a Dragon Rush, so he techs it. But really good thing from Gropis here, understanding that you have a really good close range and a really fast air option, and using that to your advantage. And the best part is that this is since the EX version, he gets a combo off this. So respect Jiren after a Dragon Rush if it's in the corner. Like this could happen to you very easily. And it's not like, oh well, what if he's cornered? This could still happen. I'm pretty sure he can even get a side switch combo like pretty easily off of this as well. Going for the extension. Ooh. Very good use of assist. He's not going to get that much damage off this, but it might... Oh, no, he doesn't quite get the meter gain, so he doesn't get quite enough to kill. Oh, hold on. No. I don't think he could have quite killed here. I would say, like, maybe he could have done Beerus level 3 instead of Jiren's, but even then I think he would have like, lived with a sliver. Hakai does deal a lot of damage, though. Jiren pressure. Ah, good. So, Tigris now is aware of this option, but Gropis is now like being stubborn and actually using it twice in a row. I mean, I say now, like there's both these players have been pretty stubborn when it comes to their like scarier options, but Tigris is actually being aware of it and blocking it. Good stuff. Ooh, okay. Now that's some character awareness stuff here. He knows that there's a very small gap, and what do you do whenever there's a small gap as Jiren? Body him. Ah, I love that. Beerus is pretty damaged here. Something I want to bring up, by the way, when it comes to Gropis' team right now. So, his anchor character is now dead. And that is definitely pretty unfortunate for him. Now, I will say, I definitely feel like, besides the health thing, I definitely feel like you should try to keep in Jiren as much as possible. I feel like Beerus is a lot better as an anchor than Jiren is. Excuse me. Mainly just due to the fact of like how much you can do with Beerus with meter. There's not like some crazy like there is a loop you can do with Jiren, but it's nothing as crazy as like the potential you got with like some of the Beerus loops you can do, and like just how much damage you can get with some things off Beerus. That and usually there's a lot of stuff that you can. A lot of people usually tend to like think that Beerus is pretty easy to fight against solo, and I mean, to a degree he might be, but a lot of people tend to super dash stuff when they shouldn't, and thus they can get pretty easily bodied. So if Gropis is aware of that, and it's also a UI anchor, which I kind of feel like Beerus has some tools that can deal with some of the cheekier things that UI can do. And also, in a lot of ways, UI Goku is just a better version of Jiren when it comes to like just a 1v1. So I kind of feel like you should probably save Jiren as the point character here and leave Beerus as the anchor, which it definitely seems he's going to try to do anyway, mainly just to make him regen as much health as possible. If there's any reason to tag him in, it's probably to just get some corner pressure if he does get the kill on Blue Goku here, and then leads into a hit on UI later, and then gets the setup. Good stuff. Okay, so now this is a bit of an interesting situation. So UI Goku with limit break and 7 bars versus a pretty much a one-touch kill Beerus and a full health Jiren with basically half meter. I can already tell you that unless Gropis plays like a madman here, Beerus is dead. Just outright. And that'll pretty much leave Jiren as the anchor, and like I said before, Jiren as an anchor, especially against someone like UI, I don't really have a whole lot of confidence in, so already I can definitely say that Tigris is definitely at a pretty big advantage here. Good movement. Good air to air, and that's Gropis' Beerus done. So, yeah. Good 2H. Look at that damage, dude. That's nuts. My cat just showed up. Hello. Alright, let me just run this back here. The walk-up stare, that's how you know both characters have like some crazy like counter options on Wake Up. Is just they'll walk up and then they just look at each other. It's like, who's gonna do it first? Okay, so this was definitely a very like scary situation for Gropis because this is -2, so this is technically like you have the advantage here, but the button that you choose to punish is definitely also pretty risky. Oh boy. Hi. My cat is just all over the place tonight. Hello? So yeah, I definitely feel like if you're gonna try to punish with anything, it's... So, you kind of have to just make a guess here whether Tigris is gonna just mash anyway or go for counter, meaning you have pressing the faster, meaning that either pressing the faster button or just waiting is the better option, or be ready for a backdash and try to go for like a 2M to like catch him. And unfortunately, he goes for the 2L when he backdashes, and then... Okay, what does he press here? Curious. Okay, so... Oh, he went for a standing medium to try to punish, or try to just hit him, and then... unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I don't really feel like Jiren is very good against UI for a lot of reasons, which is definitely a big reason why Jiren being on point here is very good for Gropis, but unfortunately his anchor character got bodied first, and then Jiren was left to the end to fight UI. It's rough. Man, there's so many matches that we still have to go through on this, or so many, yeah, just so many on this one set. Because these players are so good. What'd they do on the round start here? Okay, so just all-out aggression from Tigris here, which is not something we've seen round start, like actual round start before. And it's definitely a lot better, like, at the very beginning of the match, since the characters are a lot closer than when a character dies. So, very good from Tigris to switch things up like that. And then because of that, he gets a command grab, because apparently Gropis just can't stop getting grabbed. Well, actually, neither of these guys can stop being grabbed at some point. So let me just see what Tigris does here to warrant to it. Okay, so he does jump. He jump blocks, and then gets bodied by the next thing. That's unfortunate for him. Ooh, goes for a bit of a reset. Good zoning. That was very risky. Like that's like a lot of people can deal with it. He didn't even have like an assist, like covering him. He just did it and then called the assist. Like, this could have been a really bad this could have been a happy birthday potential. Reflect bait. Yeah, might as well use both assists, and they're gonna refresh anyway. 2-bar kill, easy. Yeah, it's definitely, like, it still shows that whenever Gropis is in the corner, he definitely has not the best defensive options, despite what his character is, being Jiren. But it's good to not abuse those kind of tools too much, but reflecting immediately on wake up is not always the best thing to do. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh my god, look at this damage! And he gets the corner back. Oh, that was the worst time to get hit by a counter like that, and he's dead. What does he even get hit by here? I'm curious. A very late air dash. He made it look like he was about to do a an empty jump into something, but then just last second goes for the overhead. That was one of the situations where like you definitely wanted to spark immediately, but again, last time he did a defensive option that fast, he got punished, so you know, condition and all that. Very good conversion from Gropis. I need to grab myself some water real quick after this. Holy crap. That was such a good cross-up. Now, like I mentioned before... Is this kill? Damn, just barely. Like I said before, this is still very doable. Gropis has a very good Frieza. And he's got Sparking and a bunch of meter. Tails all his time at this point. It's very good. Tigris is very good at reflect. That was good 2S. Holy crap! Tigris is very good at reflecting the Frieza rocks. He's ready for him, which I guess is not too hard to be ready for him, but nonetheless, props. Doesn't even care. Does he actually match this time instead? Oh, okay. So, if you remember last time during the situation, Gropis mashed right off the bat, and Tigris just held it. But this time, he goes for a counter at the start. And basically nothing happens immediately after that. By the way, I didn't cover this in the team breakdown. Jiren with a DP assist to be able to cover himself like in practically every single option, this is so good. The only way you can deal with this is level 3. So nuts. Good air tears. Tigris is very good at those. Oh, okay. I'm not sure whether this is intentional or not, but that little side switch there could potentially eat some really dirty shit if he capitalizes on it, but in any case, he had Sparking, so it's not like there's much he could do, so... That's gonna be a lot of damage! Oh, never mind. So, welcome to the problem of reverse beat with Golden Frieza, is you could just accidentally throw a light in there and then fuck everything up. Pardon my language, but... Alright, well, he gets the same starter again, so if he doesn't get the kill here, I'm shocked. I love Frieza, Dan. He's so good. Still got some time on that. Oh, see, he didn't have meter this time, so he couldn't convert. Still got plenty of time on Sparking. I mean, he's also got a lot of time on Golden Frieza. He's got 1 bar meter, so if he gets the right conversion, and he's dead. These grabs, I swear. Now, mind you, that was not a very grab-heavy match, so I can kind of excuse it more, but this whole set is just full of grabs, man. It's kind of nuts. Personally, I will level 1, because I kind of prefer Frieza level 1 as a cinematic than level 3. I kind of wish Frieza had a better level 3 overall, but you know what? Kill's a kill. Anyways, I'm gonna pause here, be right back, and then continue with the match analysis. Because I need water. Okay, we're back. So, very close set overall here. A lot of back and forth. Now, we've seen a lot of options from both sides around start. I feel like the only thing... No, wait, no. I was about to say the only thing we haven't seen from Gropis is him being aggressive, but we have. But now that we've seen about all of them kind of pick through a whole bunch of options for like what they want to do at the very beginning, it's kind of anyone's game here when it comes to, excuse me, who's gonna open up who here, or if they're just gonna play very defensively. Yeah, wow. Just they are both like not even wanting to risk any. Oh, okay. I don't blame Gropis for sparking here. This, if it wasn't for Jiren randomly going off to the left here, like what the heck, man? I feel so bad for Gropis, especially since using your spark when your anchor really relies on sparking. This is really unfortunate, but like, and I see why you want to do it. This is actually a very worth it situation to just get a free like happy birthday kill right off the bat. But just if anything, like this is just the second time Fighters Jank has like messed with Gropis in some way, and as kind of crazy as it is to say, if Gropis loses all like this match, I would entirely just blame it on like just the sparking setup not working and just him getting kind of rolled over by Tigris on offense. He does build up quite a lot of meters, so he does get the setup here, so that's nice for him. That is a very good point that Tyrant brought up. This is probably one of the times you'd want to put Frieza on point for now. Okay, so that was an interesting situation. So, flips on Oki is usually not really that good of an option, and usually it can be if you're trying to beta or reflect, which is very good against someone like Gropis right now. But, unfortunately, he doesn't go for like the command grab, which is a very good thing to bait out reflex immediately. Instead, he just holds it and flips even more for some reason, and then gets punished for it. Ooh, okay, so maybe this is just like Tigris not being fully aware of like what UI is capable of, but UI should win this. Maybe this is just a misinput, but UI could just do 236H against Jiren's 236H, and UI wins because he's just slightly faster. But he doesn't. He does EX DP for some reason. This might be just him not having character knowledge for UI, and if there was some other option he was waiting for, I'm kind of shocked because I'm not sure why Gropis would go for any other like offensive option there other than the EXI. But I don't even know what to call that other than 236H, honestly. But yeah, so I'm not really sure what Tigris' plan there was, but it sure as hell didn't work. I remember when they first made the change of this counter, the one that Jiren's about to do right here. I always just had this thought whenever I first heard about the changes, like, can you just like counter sparking? And I'm glad they didn't make that the case, but just imagine how annoying that would be. Just this like run up counter and then you just grab them out sparking when they're low health and you just kill them instantly. That would be so dirty. No, they want to make a balanced video game. Ooh. Okay, that was a good time to use multiple flips, and that was very good awareness from both Tigris and Gropis when it comes to the Jiren counter. Unfortunately, actually, it happens yet again. That was a lot of meter spent on both sides just for that like whole interaction. That was nuts. Also, yeah. Once again, Gropis is very good at using that Frieza assist after hitting him with the 5S. That's kill. something I just realized as well is Tigris' anchor character is now gone. Now, Tigris' anchor character being gone is not nearly as big of a deal as Gropis', as long as the next character on Tigris' side that dies is Jiren. Because Goku Blue can actually make a pretty good anchor, especially with how good some of his options are, as well as the fact that he's got level 5 and in general can spend meter pretty well. But Jiren anchor is not quite that great. And I mean, like, I've addressed that before. So if Tigris just keeps committing to Jiren here as long as he can, then I'm pretty sure he's going to be in a good spot. Now, again, this is definitely like the best case kind of scenario for Gropis, is having that whole situation where your anchor is like kind of gutted, and yet you're still making so much work happen despite it. So this just kind of shows like how good Gropis is when it comes to his shell just already, or I say his shell, like his point and mid character. So yeah. Round start, so nothing, well, I mean, like, Gropis does have the ability to use EX moves, but, like, there's not really, like, a whole lot you'd really want to do at the start against Jiren as Beerus, so just backing up is pretty safe here. And, yeah, Tigris is kind of aware of that, so he's just gonna run at him. Again, Beerus' neutral is not the best, especially against characters that can mess with projectiles pretty well, like Jiren. That cross-up is dirty. I don't mind this too much, mainly just because it's like when it comes to solo mix, Blue Goku is a lot better than Jiren, and in the end, like, actually, let me run that back. You know, actually, I think I kind of disagree here. I feel like he should have left Jiren in and went for, Blue Goku, and, like, left Blue Goku's assist as an option for, like, covering himself in case something goes wrong for more pressure. The only thing I can see being, like, a reason you'd want to switch into Blue Goku is simply just matchup knowledge and, like, character knowledge. Since, Gropis also runs a Jiren, it might be better to throw a character that's a lot more, or that he's probably a lot less familiar with, since he doesn't obviously play him. Oh... This is like best case scenario for a jump for Oki too. Just a basic jump in. Just it worked, and like he had this. Like this was a kill, but he just didn't believe. Good card cancel gets. Oh my gosh. So. Catches the backdash with EX slam, and then uses Jiren to convert off of it because he's not quite he's not in quite the range where you can just air dash at it. So good, so good. Yet another grab. God damn. Putting the pressure on. So remember when this was a situation that happened before? Right here, there's a gap, and Gropis already has addressed that he's aware of this, but this time stubbornness is not in Tigris' favor. He's ready, and then he gets the jump in into the combo, and he gets it. That's so good from Gropis. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to like delve too much into like what Damascus and Tyrant are saying, but the El Hermano stuff I always find, and like that whole tier list thing I always found super funny. And part of me just wishes for that color palette specifically, they made Jiren just ever so slightly like yellow, when it comes to skin color tint, just a little pinch of it, just to kind of allude to it. That would have been so funny. Also, that whole meme has been addressed multiple times within the past 2 weeks of the National Championship, and I just find that pretty funny. Just always making sure he's, like... Gropis makes such good use out of this assist. Like, it's very nice to see. Mainly just because, like, I don't really see Frieza played too much, so actually putting Frieza on anchor and actually using the C assist to its full advantage is really nice to see. I like it. I like Frieza a lot, even if I don't play them, because I don't actually like their playstyle a lot, but I like seeing them a lot. What's the setup? You can definitely get away with using Destructo just there, because it's not a Jiren. Potentially might have gone for a cross-up setup there. Throwing out that tail, it's worked before, and he only needs one hit. Aw, that time he did actually get the cross-up part of it, but he had a slight delay to it, so he got 2H'd. Tigris is respecting these zoning options. Oh, as I say that, he jumps in. Ooh, actually lands a hit. This actually is going to be big damage no matter what because of Limit Break. Actually saving the meter, just in case. Oh! Very interesting Golden Frieza there. Not entirely sure how much I agree with it, since you can definitely save the meter just to try to clip him with a vanish of some kind, but in any case, he gets the kill. So, good job on Gropis. Yeah, I definitely wasn't fully believing Tigris there, but he still was playing that pretty well. Alright. As we're getting the next match, another sip of water. I just spilled some in my pants, but that's fine. Alright, let's start what we got. Alright, so I feel like... if this set goes on for any longer, it's probably just going to be a more of the same for round start. Just a lot of people being pretty safe. So, what happens here? Okay, so... I can totally see this being a mistake that some people make on Jiren a lot, even if you are like an experienced player, especially since not every... I think Jiren's the only one that has a 2H like this. Accidentally using 2H instead of 2S in the corner, or when you want corner. And you can tell that this is probably not what he wanted, because he tries to extend with Beerus here, and doesn't quite get it. So... unfortunate, he doesn't keep the corner that he had. Let me see that movement. Ah, that was pretty good. So, jumps at him, calls the assist on one side, and then immediately air dashes to the other. That was so cheeky. That was so good from Tigris. Good overhead. Easy kill. Good stuff from Gropis. Or not Gropis, good stuff from Tigris, sorry. Yeah, so this is definitely gonna be really hard for Gropis now, but he probably will still end up having like a bunch of meter and the sparking in the end. Like, if he plays this right. Even out as he's getting out of the corner, he calls Frieza C. Just barely dodges the okay. I remember mentioning the tracking on Blue QC being really good. This was a very particular situation where he was already falling, so it was not exactly the easiest thing to get. It wasn't like he was hovering or anything. But again, he jumps out of the corner, calls Frieza C. This 2H is out of the corner specifically, because he already double jumps, so that's pretty much his air dash option. Calls Frieza C, and then does this setup again after he's once he got him in block stun. Just walking back. Good stuff. And that conversion dealt so much damage. Look at that. God, Beerus is so good. Another grab. Got a lot of... Okay, that was... Okay. Another situation, I think Gropis really likes being ready for any potential throw break setups, and wants to be ready to mix people up after throw gets broken. Also, let me double check if this is on 1080p for sure. Yeah, it is. Okay. So a situation like this, where if you do respect the orbs and don't just super dash, you block it and then there's a side switch. That's so dirty, and it's incredible that Tigris actually blocks this. That is absurd. Very good from Tigris. Alright, so that's a very good frame from Beerus. I like that. Looking up at him smiling. Usually, situations like this, a lot of Beerus players end up not catching it immediately because they're in the air, and thus comboing off this is... Something just fell behind me, and I know what that was. That was a thing of water. I'll get that up later. Anyways, so a lot of Beerus players tend to not be ready for these kind of situations. But in this case, Gropis was ready, and even though I think he could have done EX or 236H to go for a corner combo for less meter, in any case, he gets an extension with a vanish and keeps corner. Good stuff. Another grab attempt, but Tigris jumps out of it, but Gropis keeps the pressure going. Cross-up attempt was there. Respecting the orbs, but not anymore. Just tags in. I actually really like that Tigris calls in Jiren here, because he knows that Frieza gonna be up next, and Jiren can deal with a lot of projectile stuff that Frieza can throw out. Now, this is definitely a lot better of a situation. I'll talk about this in a minute. This is definitely a lot better of a situation for Tigris than before when it comes to these Frieza comebacks, because Gropis doesn't even have 3 meter right off the bat, so he can't immediately do Golden Frieza shenanigans. But once again, Gropis does have a lot of the tools that he needs to make a comeback with Frieza here, so still very plausible. I don't know why I say plausible. I don't see the reason to. Just say possible. Anyways. Love this button. Very good catch from Gropis with the jumping M. I love this too, the 2H, adding the extra little gap of an overhead, but you can't exactly just 2H it immediately, it's like kind of a scary situation. You have to like punish it later. Oh boy, let me just see what happens here. So Tigris understands that Frieza really can't do a whole lot after that situation other than probably just blocking, and Gropis probably wasn't gonna do that, which ended up being the case, so get bodied. And he gets the corner. Pretty big damage. And off the right starter, he could have potentially just killed Gropis, but it wasn't very likely start to happen, so... Okay, so, yes, the flips are projectile invulnerable. This much we know. But this was a bit excessive. Good awareness from Gropis. Doesn't quite get the conversion off that. Unfortunate. He does have 3 meter. Oh. Uh-oh. This is a scary situation to be in. Good reflex. Good reflex. So UI Goku's dead. As long as Gropis doesn't drop this, he just died here. Golden Frieza with Limit Break with a medium starter, it's a big deal. Unfortunately, though, he dropped it. Now, mind you, as long as he's in Golden Frieza, and that's not even that big of a deal because of Limit Break, both of Tigris' characters are pretty much in a one-touch situation, so... Anyone's game here. This is definitely very good for Tigris, since this is going to be running out a lot of the Golden Frieza time. Even if he doesn't get the kill. Okay, so this was actually like really smart from Gropis, is using the small bit of invulnerability you get off of calling this, since it's technically a super, to dodge the projectile from or dodge the Ki Blast from Tigris. So that was really good. Throw break. Can't really do much as freeze off of throw break. Good stuff. So yeah, this was a very not safe option, and he didn't and Tigris jumped it. So yeah, hate to see it. Hate to see it. Ah, man. These sets are kind of crazy. Something I am noticing is, I remember mentioning the Blue Goku C assist is fairly good. I'm not sure whether this is me actually not having as much knowledge as I thought I did about the assist, or whether this is just Gropis not really, or Gropis is playing around this, but the assist, like, just in neutral isn't really hitting that much. I kind of feel like the assist is at its best against people that just float around a lot, which there are definitely characters that tend to do that, and people as well. But Gropis is definitely not really doing a whole lot of super jump floats or anything like that, so he's not really leaving himself in the air a lot to get hit by the Blue Goku C assist. So, alright, so the past few matches we've had Tigris and Gropis just backed off, and it is likely we're going to see that again, though I would be one to predict that we're going to see a bit of a change up, since the past few matches have been relatively the same, so I feel like someone's going to try to change something up here. And sure enough, Gropis goes for a round start counter, just going for a bit of a safe, while also calling in Frieza. Going for a bit of a safer option in case Tigris does actually end up just throwing something out. Tigris goes for a backdash here. He should be getting hit by the... Or he should be getting... he should collide with the Frieza assist when it comes out, so you can probably either block it or reflect it here. But instead he jumps again. It gets clipped by one of the rocks just barely, and if Gropis is aware of this, he should convert. And he does. And immediately into Beerus so he can get some orb setups. So good. Good blocks, but unfortunately mashes against the UI assist. So immediately losing his corner. Okay, so quick thing I want to talk about is options like these when like even if you can't like convert into a big combo or anything and it's just you land the command grab and then they just slide. I really like this a lot, especially, and actually I feel like some options like this are best when you don't have any assists because what this allows the assist to do is regenerate more. So he's gone like almost halfway with his assist because of that command grab, which is pretty nuts. If he committed to a block string there instead of going for the tick throw, which I mean they've done so many grabs, I'm surprised they're still doing it. Oh my gosh. But if he committed to a block string instead, he could have potentially kept him waiting there up until the assist came back up and could have continued an even bigger one and went for a mix. But he doesn't, and gets counter vanished on, and then has to spark up, but then still loses the corner. Super dashing the orbs, and he does break through, but he doesn't quite hit him. But does make good use out of his assist by calling him just as he's crossing over here. He's absolutely dead here, as long as he doesn't drop this. So a big part of Gropis' game plan is now gone, pressure-wise, and also just overall damage-wise. So this might be a 4-4 set, very likely, but we'll see. This is like one of the matches earlier when he had a 2L and he didn't quite convert off it, but Tigris is ready for it, and he gets the corner. Oh, this is... he doesn't quite get as much damage as he could, baiting out the counter. So good. This is death. Jiren has died. Meterless, and he's dead. He's got so much meter now. But so does Gropis. With Frieza and Sparking. Oh, okay. Hold on. Why isn't this Smash property? Why isn't there like the little cinematic? I guess like the initial hit is what does it, so he's technically hitting with the projectile part as opposed to the physical hit part. Good shooting. God damn. Good damage. Does he go for the... Nope. Okay. Again, very good that Gropis is very relaxed when it comes to going for the disc setups against Jiren, and has only went for it that one time. Like, I'm pretty sure only once he's gone for it against Jiren specifically this entire match. Because the disc setup can be very easily countered by Jiren. So he's holding back a lot with that, and that's very good to see. Doesn't quite have the same kind of pressure that Jiren can have, though, so he kind of gives the turn away. Covering the counter with the C assist. Punishing the fact that Gropis was... What does Gropis actually do here? Okay, so something... He does something here. He went for a 2M. Oh, he wanted some big damage, but Blue Goku's here to save the day. Tigris. Yeah, like, that should just be obvious. Like, after all of this... and the scariest thing is that Blue Goku's very good at baiting Spark. Exhibit A. Oh my gosh. He's gonna run out a lot this time for sparking. He can't quite kill because he doesn't have a lot of the meter, but... still. Good dash up. Good loops. It's gonna hurt a lot, but it's not gonna kill. One touch. Oh, okay, so this is always really dirty to do someone, but it's also like pretty risky, is like just preemptively like inputting a something in case they block. But he had the kill no matter what here, so you know, or rather like he had the kill like as after he hit him there, but still goes for the 2H anyway. And honestly, like, part of me kind of thinks that Tigris is probably going to be a bit more relaxed on block there, because he was like, yeah, I'm probably done here, but it's no biggie. I still got 2 characters. Look at that damage, dude. Nuts. Golden Frieza can run out very soon, but it doesn't matter because Tigris got them air tears. And finally, we're getting to the actual confirmed last match of the set. Oh my gosh. I thought the 5-0 was long. It was nuts. Okay, so if I was in the situation of a 4-4, the last thing I'd want to do is put myself at risk. Doing something very risky as an opening, like an actual aggressive opening, is not all what you want to do on a final game. Yeah, Chewie, you agree? Cat's having one of those days. But yeah, you definitely don't want to do anything too aggressive. Like, there's no point. You just want the win. Play the neutral. Just either jump back or backdash or something. In fact, jumping back is probably your best option here, so I'm expecting both of them to do exactly that. If they don't, then I hope that whatever it is they do instead, they make it count. So, Gropis definitely understood that concept, but Tigris was, I guess he was expecting that, and he definitely wanted to make a very risky play, and it did end up actually working for him, because he did use the Jiren assist to keep pressure, and very good on Gropis to not like double reflect there, and just like understand that he's been having his reflects punished a lot whenever he does get too eager with them. So gets a Jiren assist away and then just holds it. Blocks the cross up. Ooh, okay, well, first of all, that grab was BS. So many grabs, man. This says kind of nuts when that matter. But in any case, these 2Ls can lead to so much, and so many times Gropis is not ready for it. If there's anything I could say Gropis, as the set has taught me, is he needs to not be as scared to just block things on defense, as well as be ready for this to hit more. Again, at least against someone like Tigris, because you've hit this quite a bit, this 2L, and you could convert this to big damage. But you miss out. Unfortunately, he might not get the corner here unless he uses Frieza, and he doesn't bother. He just saves Frieza for pressure. Another grab, and this time it's teched. A lot of jumps. Gets clipped by the assist. Tags in UI so then Blue Goku can regenerate. Good stuff. Another grab. I'm putting this in the thumbnail. Like, I've already kind of preemptively decided that, like, a bit ago, but, like, this time it's official. Like, there's so many grabs, it's, like, it's kind of absurd. Another one! This time, Tigris respecting the EXI's option. That's good. Good use of the C assist to convert off of the 5S. He's gonna side switch here. Definitely an attempt to probably bait out a very a slightly delayed spark, but it doesn't quite work out. Both sparks are now out of play, and he gets killed in sparking, unfortunately. That's one thing about sparking when you have such little blue health, is like there's like a point where it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be able to regenerate that much, so it's like even after he sparks, he's basically just in a one-touch kill situation here, and case in point, bye by the assist. Rough stuff. Looking pretty good for Gropis so far. Jiren pressure. Ooh, he actually holds back a bit. Oh, but then gets him on landing, yep. This should be corner for him. Level 3 Oki, good stuff, good stuff. We have not seen much of Beerus' DPS this time, so... Brings? Actually, yeah, that's very fair, because Gropis doesn't have Spark, so you might as well just make as much use out of Frieza as you can, and kind of leave Beerus as your probably your anchor character here. Aw, okay. So if you follow people like Cremesis or like other people that do a lot of like cursed content when it comes to DBFZ, you know that stuff like this is very likely to happen when it comes to Frieza, because he's got very strange, disjointed kind of buttons and moves. He gets hit as the rocks are coming up, so very strange kind of clash here happens. Very lucky for either side, honestly. It's kind of let's get back. Curse Super Dash. Speaking of curse stuff, just Frieza things. Does he have the respect? Well, he might not have to, but he does do it anyway. Good use of the assists. Okay. Here's one thing about Jiren A that's really good, is that there's a slight delay on it, but it's so small, you have no idea whether, like, this is going to be a Dragon Rush or if it's going to be a assist hit. So you just gotta guess at this moment. I'd keep Frieza in here. Oh, it's so good. He's so aware of the disc coming back, and like is just waiting for Tigris to do something dumb, and sure enough, he gets him. Good conversion. Yep. I kind of feel weird about him saving Golden this much, because what could end up happening is, if Frieza comes out at any other point that he, and like stays out for a minute, he probably is just gonna immediately just fall because he's gonna run out of Golden Frieza. But in any case, like, he's probably gonna use this as like time to just not make sure that doesn't happen, and is probably gonna use Jiren and Beerus as much as possible. And honestly, Gropis is in a very good situation to just kind of close out the game anyway, like pretty soon. So I can see him having the confidence to just kind of just have that be a possibility for later. And it's not like Tigris has sparking, so it's not like he can just TOD like freeze off of like a one hit from the when the Golden Frieza running out. So maybe not the smartest option in the world kind of thing, but like it's definitely not that big of a deal, especially since there's not a whole lot in Tigris' side, especially since, like I mentioned before, it's Jiren Anchor, and that's not really that great. Good super dash, but doesn't get the conversion. Not entirely ready for it. Pressure's on. Gets hit low. Definitely not gonna kill because of how little meter he has, but he's definitely one touch at this point. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not sure if there was any way Gropis could have like converted off this, maybe like immediately press light off this, but like he doesn't. He just kind of runs up. And unfortunately gets crossed up because of it, and then now he has to hold this block. He has to block all this. I say, as he, for the first time in this entire set, I think, DPs. And immediately level 1s. What a way to close this out. This was a really fun set. Like, there's some stuff that I definitely kind of feel like were a bit on like the dumber side of things, mainly just how many grabs were used and like just how kind of crazy that whole spiel got. But yeah, definitely a very fun set overall. It's really hard to say like that either player really played too badly, especially like as the matches went on, they started like learning about what kind of stuff they should and shouldn't do. For example, Gropis was a lot more calm on defense over time, and Tigris ended up respecting a lot more of the stuff that Gropis can do with like Jiren. Like mainly just like the whole after Dragon Rush doing like the EX eyes thing. So yeah, very good stuff from both players. Spain is, as always, just nuts for matches, and gosh, this was so much talking. I really enjoyed it though. I really enjoyed breaking this down, and I hope you guys did too. So I think that's about all I can really say about all this. So thanks for watching, and I should be back next time around with breaking down the newest of the Spain matches for Week 7. And after that, I think, unless you guys want me to break down something else specifically, or maybe you do want me to break down more of like the entirety of the Spain matches, I might like jump between like Spain, France, like each of the different regions, and like kind of cycle through all of them, like the first match of all of them, second one of all of them, so on and so forth for Week 7. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and yeah, peace.